Welcome to Cold Coffee Chats, the podcast where we dive into the beautiful chaos of motherhood, the ups and downs of marriage, and the journey of growing our faith. I'm Brittany.
I'm Aubrey.
And we're your host. Each week, we'll gather around the table, coffee cups in hand, to share stories, insights, and a good dose of laughter. Whether you're navigating the sleepless nights of new parenthood, balancing the demands of family life, or seeking deeper connections in your marriage and spiritual journey, this is the space for you. Together, we'll explore the real, the raw, and the relatable moments that shape our lives. So go find that cup of now cold coffee that you probably laid down somewhere, get comfy, and let's chat about the beautiful mess of life. Hey guys, welcome back to Cold Coffee Chats, where faith meets real life, one conversation at a time. Today's episode is extra special. Aubrey and I had the incredible honor of sitting down with Grammy-nominated Christian music artist Lainey Wilson just before she took the stage at the White House Foods community concert benefiting Family Promise in Winchester, Virginia. In this short but powerful interview, Anne shares her heart, her testimony, and what it really means to say yes to God, even when it's uncomfortable and even in the midst of grief. Her story is one of bold obedience, surrender, and walking in faith through every twist and turn. We even talk a little bit about going on tour with Morgan Wallen, her relationship with Lainey Wilson, and we set the record straight on just how tall she really is. Whether you're in a season of waiting, wondering, or walking into the unknown, this conversation will remind you that God's plan is always worth trusting. Let's dive in. Hey there, podcast listeners. We're excited to share a special message from our sponsor, White House Foods, a family-owned and operated gym located right in Winchester, Virginia. At White House Foods, they're not just about great taste, they're dedicated to quality, sustainable, and family traditions. For over 100 years, they've been planting and nurturing apple trees to bring the best apple products on the market. Whether you're craving delicious applesauce, tangy organic apple cider vinegar, or rich apple butter, White House Foods has got you covered with their all-natural, high-quality offerings. So the next time you're shopping, remember to look for White House Foods products. Taste the difference that comes from family care and dedication. Visit their website at whitehousefoods.com or look for them where you shop for your groceries. Thank you, White House Foods, for sponsoring our podcast and for bringing the best of Virginia's apple harvest to our tables. So welcome to Winchester. We're so excited to have you here. Winchester just is super excited. I don't know if you see these things, but like this concert sold out in 30 minutes.
Whoa, I had no idea.
We had a wait list. Yeah, we had a wait list of 400 names. So that's not even tickets. That's 400 names plus like however many tickets they needed for their family.
Well, no idea.
Yeah. And this concert is sponsored by White House Food. Instead of charging for tickets, we thought that would be nice for the community to play a part into Family Promise. And Family Promise is here in Virginia or in the Valley, and they helping with families. It's a really great cause, and they're so excited to be here tonight. And we have someone that's going to share their story, and it's going to be a beautiful night.
That's really sweet.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So Lainey Wilson is like, we were so excited. I literally had to give myself a talk. I was like, she's a child of God. I'm a child of God. We are the same. But no, we were so excited. And so I've been listening to like a lot of podcasts that you've already done, which, you know, you have just this gut-wrenching testimony. And if you're not familiar, it's on YouTube. It's everywhere. I went and like looked at and watched the one of you when like you were younger and you saw the braces and you sang the song. I was like, oh my God, that's so sweet. So if you haven't like looked into her story, you really need to do so, because what we really like to do, and since we do have limited time, we're here at the concert venue. You're about to go into meet and greet like right after this, I think. So we're going to get into like more nitty gritty behind the scenes kind of questions is what we kind of like to do.
I love that.
So a little more unserious, but still important stuff. And we asked our listeners what they wanted to know. And so they had, I know there's like a running bet. Some of our volunteers are young boys, and they went and like asked all of your crew members how tall you were. And so
that's hilarious.
I think our first question needs to be, you need to like set the record straight. Are you 5'2"?
I'm 5 feet. Yes, very short. The number one thing I get when people meet me is like, oh my gosh, I thought you were so much taller than that. And I think it's the photo. I don't know if it's the way that my photos, but like when I'm next to my band, you can clearly see that I'm like tiny. But I think people forget.
It's rude of them to be so tall, you know?
I know, exactly. And like I always remind people like Dolly Parton is 5 feet too. And so like there are so many artists that you all would never know like are actually so short.
Yeah.
But the way that they like dress in their heels on stage like make them so much taller. And you don't even think like, oh, I wonder how short they'd be without their heels. Yeah. And my cowboy boots add at least 3 inches. So I do look a little taller.
And a good angle can just do wonders.
Yes, it's so true.
Yeah. And Dolly Parton's hair gives her a whole lot of height too.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
So we know that a big part of your testimony is obviously the loss of your brother. And we just kind of wanted to start out with, was there a pivotal moment where you really felt like this is where I need to like lean closer to God, or, you know, kind of the fork in the road kind of situation? Mm-hmm. Was there ever like a pivotal moment where you're like, I can either steer away or I can lean in and closer to him?
There were multiple moments, but I would say the first one was like right after he passed, and the police came to our house to tell us the news. And when they told us he had passed away, it was like the first time I had really ever heard the voice of God. And it was very vivid. Very his audible voice, and I had never had that experience with the Lord. And he just asked me word for word, like straight up, like, Anne, are you going to trust me or are you not?
Wow.
And I seriously vividly remember like the sound of his voice, the way I felt in that moment. And so that was like the first moment. And I remember thinking to myself, like between the 0.5 second of finding out Jacob was dead, turning around in our family's living room, facing these doors in that room, like God spoke to me right then and there. And it was like, I have to make a decision right now, because if I push him away, I can, and there's grace for that. And like, he'll always be there. But how am I going to get through this without him? So that was the moment that I decided like, I'm going to cling to him, even though this is really hard. And even though it doesn't make any sense at the moment. And I think if I hadn't have, like, I don't know if I'd be doing music, honestly, or like, I don't know if God would have given me the opportunities he did. I think out of saying yes to him in the midst of suffering, he blessed me for that. And like more in those seasons than I've ever been in my life, like where it was like not blessings like a career and success, blessings like the strength to get through the day kind of thing, where there were days it just felt like I couldn't take my next step.
Yeah.
And so it was just a really sweet time, like where he met me in the midst of my pain and gave me what I needed in a really like profound way.
That's really beautiful. And I hope people hear that and find hope in that, especially right now. Like as you're saying that, I can only think about like the tragedy happening in Texas right now.
Yeah.
And I put myself as a parent, like how I can't even fathom it, but that's really beautiful that like you chose to cling to him.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I've always said, like, you can tell the people that, like, God has touched, like, truly, and who just have, like, this pure heart for God. And I just feel like you're one of those people because you just speak so, like, with such strength about it. And I just, like, I'm literally about to cry just thinking about it. I know, I'm always crying. Whether I'm laughing or, like, sad, just, like, always tears. It's fine.
Get yourself together.
I know. So then once you really leaned into him and he told you that your calling was singing and bringing people to God through that, your like path really progressed pretty quickly. And so we wanted to know, do you still dabble in space, or do you strictly?
I do still a little bit. Like it's a passion of mine that I'm so passionate about. I watch all the good space movies and I'll like keep up with all the missions and stuff.
Yeah.
But honestly, like it's something that I'm like, I feel like could be totally possible, especially with Elon and everything he's doing.
That's literally one of my questions. I wanted to ask you, like, you know, Katy Perry went to space. So if you were offered the opportunity, would you just like no questions asked, like, yes?
Yeah, on that ship? Sure. I mean, obviously I'd be a little nervous.
Yeah.
You know, because of the
nothing certain.
But I mean, I think I didn't even know that Katie was going until she went, and I was like, and then but
like
they
all
were
over
literally
the
there for so quick. It was like minutes, I think, in space. So yeah, I think I would definitely do it. I think it would be a huge like commitment and definitely like a risk, obviously, but I've been dreaming of it my whole life, so I think I still would.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I love that so much. So we know that you and Lainey Wilson and Matthew West all like have collabed, and you've collabed with like so many cool like country artists. So what is that process like? Do you get like the call, and like what's your reaction? Like, have you like had starstruckness at all, or like?
I did a lot in the beginning. Like
Yeah.
Matthew West was one of my favorite artists as a kid, and he's actually my manager now. And so when I first started
that's so
working with
cool.
him, I was just like obsessed. And then like now I know him like a manager, and I'm like, Matthew, like, because he'll like, I mean, we're managers, like a manager-artist relationship, which if you're not familiar with, he manages me, but I'm still like the boss. But it's a very strange relationship because he's so much older than me, and he's had so much success that like it's amazing. But it's also like, okay, this is like interesting to navigate one of my favorite stars as a kid being my manager now,
Yeah.
and also one of my like best friends in the world. So it's been really fun. But I would say Lainey Wilson was a huge starstruck moment. It's actually funny though. Like this was 2 years before we did a song together, or actually, I guess a year before My Jesus came out.
Mhm.
I had more followers than her on Instagram. And I screenshotted it for proof. So I was like, I just want to see. And we would text and DM all the time. Like we were just like friends. And then all of a sudden, like within 2 months, her following went from 100,000 to like 1.5 million or something like that.
Wow.
And it was like she just blew up overnight. And so we actually have known each other before both of us had success, which makes it special.
Yeah.
Like we've kind of like championed each other in our own ways. And she's a faith person. She's a Christian. And so we got to work together on a song called Praying Woman. And like that was just really fun, like getting to kind of know each other before all the success. And then now like getting to know her while she's literally taking over the country market has been really cool.
How many times do you get asked if you guys related?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But more often
when I
than
saw
not,
you guys did a collab together, I'm like, I bet they get asked if they're related all the time.
We do. I most of the time they get asked if I'm Ann Wilson from Heart. And I can't tell you how annoying that is.
Oh, that's funny.
Because I was born in 2002, so
Yeah.
I don't know any 80s music.
Yeah.
Is it even 80s? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
But like the band Heart.
Yeah, like that
Ann
doesn't
Wilson.
She's like dark hair.
Like, yes,
yeah,
people
yeah.
think because it's the same name. People think
doesn't-
they'll
But
ask me
you're
all
Ann
the
with an
time.
E.
Yes,
She is not.
she's not.
And my daughter's middle name is Anne, and it
Aw.
had to be Anne with an E.
Yeah.
It has to
Brittany,
be-
yeah.
it has to be
Well,
Anne,
Brittany was obsessed with
Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green Gables. So,
Aw,
yeah,
the
that's
original.
cute.
Have you ever? So I'm gonna hop around here. Have you ever had like a big oops moment on the stage that you were like have you ever fallen?
I know.
Like said the wrong, like gotten
Lord,
up and talked
never.
about Moses.
like
instead
knock
of,
on wood.
I
tonight.
know.
ever gotten up and talked about Moses instead of Noah? You know,
I
like any of
know.
those.
I'm trying to think. I mean, there's definitely times where there's times I've lost my voice on stage.
Oh wow.
I get sick a lot. So I think that's definitely been like, I've had to cancel shows the day of. That's been really awful. There was a time that tragic. I've never shared this, but it was so awful. I played the Today Show last year, and it was like my dream of all dreams. And I woke up the morning of the Today Show and I had laryngitis. And when you play the Today Show, there's no way out of that. Like there's no canceling, and there's also no like, there's no way they can like put in a fake voice. So I had to sing with no voice. And it was one of the worst like moments of like, oh my gosh, defeat, and like just like so bummed, the Today Show, like what a big deal. And then to not have a voice was like awful. But I think on the stage, or like there's times where like my band will fall over. One time we
not
was
me.
off my
I don't do
drummer.
anything, but
I
they
don't
do.
anything. But definitely, I mean, I forget the lyrics to My Jesus at least once a month.
Wow.
And that's like the song. And
Yeah.
I forget the lyrics all the time to that song. So.
Just like ad lib.
Yeah, or I'll just like let the crowd sing
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So it's great. Yeah.
Just fake.
I guess that is like the pro to like that being your most popular song is that a lot of people will know it. So they can help you out.
Yeah.
We really wanted to know about like, so just Brittany's a pastor's wife here. And so after church, like immediately in sweats because just the socialization.
I'm an introvert extrovert. Like,
Yeah.
Like I'm an introverted extrovert. That's what I call myself. Because I can get in extrovert mode, but then like I have to like
Yeah.
So we want to know like how do you unwind from a show? Are you just like hyped on adrenaline for like the rest of the evening, or
I'm a
are you,
huge
like, wore
introvert,
out?
actually.
Yeah.
Most people think I'm an extrovert, but I'm an introvert. So whenever I finish a show, normally I'm done for the night. Like normally I will like go into my dressing room and normally not talk to anybody for a while and just kind of like unload. It's also a lot of the stories and meet and greet are really heavy. I think some people in the Christian music industry view artists as like pastors, but And some honestly like God. I think a lot of fans can kind of get a little bit strange with like looking at Christian artists as almost like they have some type of like holiness to them. But we're literally just people. And so I can only carry so much of people's stories. And while I love the testimonies, it's incredible. It reminds me of why I do what I do. Like that's a lot for a 23-year-old to carry.
Yeah.
So normally
I didn't even think
at
of
the
that.
end of the day, and a lot of the fans talk because it's like that's what people relate with is like loss. So my brother died, my son died, my daughter tried to kill herself, like stories like that. It's just like constant, and so that can be heavy. So then I end up just kind of shutting down by the end of the night and kind of going back to my introverted self.
Yeah.
So
would you say that that's one of the bigger struggles with like being, in fame and your success?
Yeah, it's probably one of them, but I would say the biggest one is like traveling all the time. That gets really, really hard.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew when I signed up for this how much I was going to miss life.
Yeah.
And like I have an album coming out in October, and one of the songs on there, it's literally one of the lines says like I went to bed 15 and I woke up 23 because it feels like since Jacob died at 15 or when I was 15 to now, it's like been a blink of an eye because it was like he died. I was thrown into an industry career, signed a record deal at 17, graduated high school, moved to Nashville at 18. And then it's just like been nonstop. And so I think when you do this as a living, it's such a fast paced life and you're gone all the time and you're sleeping in, on the bus or a random hotel that like that's really hard. And it's hard for you to have there's no such thing as structure when you do this or like order. And I'm type A and I'm structure. So it's been really hard for me to like learn how to just like be okay with not being at home and like missing huge life events.
Yeah.
So
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
And even like the structure thing, we were just talking about this with our kids, like just the difference of summer and not summer. I mean, my kids are like halfway through summer and they're
losing it.
We need structure.
We're all losing it.
Yeah, I'm like, I know, me too. But I didn't think about that. Like I can't imagine that.
Yeah,
That probably
it's
is
a crazy life.
Yeah.
And you mentioned like you're only 23, which is so young considering everything that you've already accomplished. And so did your parents have any like reservations with like how fast paced like kind of everything happened? And
No, I wish they had. I literally just told someone yesterday, I said, I wish they had a little bit.
Yeah.
But we were very confident that the Lord was in it. And he was. Like I did not get taken advantage of. I didn't have anything like those horrible stories you hear about music industry. I didn't have any of that. Thank God. I was put with a very great group of people that protected and surrounded me. And so, no, there was never anything that was like, I guess, a problem. So like for them, it was clear. I mean, the Lord was opening doors so vividly. There was like no way to deny him.
Yeah.
So we just kind of went with it. And I released my first song at 19. And that's really young, for you to be thrown into like a career like that. And I just graduated high school the year before. And so I do think I wish they'd had a little bit of like okay, maybe let's hold off until you're a little older. Because my last 2 years of high school, I was traveling back and forth to Nashville from Kentucky. So I never got like a normal senior year. And it was COVID too. I graduated in COVID.
Yeah.
So I never got like a normal last 2 years of high school, which I really wish if I could change one thing, that would be the thing is just delaying it. But obviously the Lord had a plan. And when my Jesus came out, and so it was his plan.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You're like, parents, do better.
How do they feel like, what is it like? I can't imagine being 23 years old and just traveling all over the place. Like, do you have family that goes with you sometimes to shows, or you?
My parents come a lot, not as much anymore, but I have my best friend out with me and she's amazing. And the older I've been doing this now for over 4 years. So the older I get, the more I've like learned how to just kind of like adjust to it, and find pockets of time like where like in the mornings I'm alone with the Lord and like reading my Bible. And then there's like different parts of the day where I'm able to just like keep grounded, and I have so many people praying for me at home and a really great community of people that kind of hold me up and support me. But it was way harder in the beginning than it is now. Like I would have panic attacks almost every day. I would go on stage and like I would be like, I remember one show I played, I was opening for Zach Williams, and I literally remember like wiping the tears from my eyes and walking up on stage to start the first song and crying in the middle of one of the songs. And I turned around and like literally just like let the crowd sing and like was wiping my tears because I had just had like a horrible panic attack. And so like that happened to me a lot in the beginning, just because it was like a 19-year-old's brain can't even comprehend like all that I was doing.
Yeah.
And so I had to like go to therapy and get like a lot of help in order to get to a good place, like mentally.
It's like one of those times you're like, God, are you sure this is what you wanted me to do? Like, are you sure? Because my body is reacting differently.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I think that's such a testament to like, because all the time, you know, you feel God pushing you one way and it's like, but do I have to?
Yeah.
And like to see, like to hear everything that like you went through, but you knew that was his clear path for you.
Yeah.
So, like,
Because it probably would have been so much easier to be like, you know,
I just want to be an astronaut.
I just want to be an astronaut. Like, I'll just sing when I want to.
Not that that's easy either.
Yeah.
I think it's so crazy that, you know, part of your testimony is no one knew you could sing. And like, you just didn't sing.
Yeah.
And personally, I am blasting and singing at the top of my lungs in the car, even when my kids don't want me to. And so I can't imagine, like, if I had as good a voice as you, how much I would be singing just to hear it.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
sweet.
so like now, is it like strictly work or are you just like la-la-la-ing all the time, you know?
I do sing a lot, but I never think anything of it. I never once used to sing and thought like I was good at singing. I still don't really think that. Like, I think I'm a very perfectionist. So I'll like sing and then I'll listen back to something and I'll be like, I sound awful. Like, I need to redo that. So I definitely think I do sing a lot, but I feel like it's more like other people's songs. I don't sing my own music ever.
Okay.
Like, it's just other people's songs I'm listening to.
Yeah.
So
we were talking the other day. I was like, I love her music because it's country music like I grew up on, but like I can listen to with my kids. And because we love country music, we also love Christian music, and yours is like the perfect. And it's funny because like the teenagers love it. Like my little 3-year-old is just like singing it. And the other night we were coming home from church and I like had it blaring and I was singing and I thought like I was like amazing. And like my kids were in the back like just loving it. And my son was like, hey mom, could you like stop singing? I want to like hear her. And I was like,
That's so funny.
I thought it sounded good. So I was like, you know, like she didn't really like start singing until she was 17. And like, look at her. Like
You're just waiting to be discovered.
Waiting to blossom.
I love it.
I know we have to wrap up soon, but I know you're here today, but like you're getting ready to head off to some big shows with Morgan Wallen. Like, wow.
yes.
What was that? Was that like the call? Like, hey, Morgan Wallen, are you interested? I don't know how music industry works.
No.
No, maybe that's not how it works. But were you like, obviously, yes, like I want to do this? Or were you like, I don't know? Like,
people that know me know, like I've been obsessed with him since the second he ever released a song.
Mm-hmm.
He has been like, I literally know every word to every single one of his songs and his whole catalog. I'm obsessed. Like he's like the artist, and I don't know why I've always loved his music so much, but I think it's a lot of the storytelling, like artistry
so
about
good.
him. He's so good,
so crafty with words.
Yeah,
I love his music too.
And it's interesting because he's very like he's coming a little bit more faith based, but obviously his songs can be, you know, that very like worldly type of country music. But we connected a while ago and met, and like he has been such a supporter of my music, which has meant a lot to me because my music is so faith based. It's like to have him supporting it from his perspective and like almost like just encouraging me in it has been great. But they called me and asked if I would want to open for him.
So cool.
So I was just blown away, and I'm still like so nervous. Be praying for me because I am so nervous. It's a stadium. It's 65,000 people a night.
Yeah, and then also like, I mean, think of like the people that
what an outreach.
Yeah,
that is,
for
you
sure.
know?
And it's an amazing opportunity.
That's what I'm excited about. It's just like, I'm going to share the gospel at these shows. And like, I always just say like, Lord, even if one person comes to know you through this show, like it's worth it of all the pain and the things it took to get here. Like it's worth it. And so, just be praying that goes well. But I'm excited.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting.
Should we ask one last question?
Let's do one last question because I know they are like,
they're
ready.
About to bust down the door. What is a piece of advice you would give young girls chasing a God-given dream?
I would say, number one, the best thing you can do is submit yourself to the Lord, like fully submit yourself to him. And he's going to show you what you need to do. Can't tell you how many people I've seen, young girls, put their foot, on the ground and be like, I'm doing this and this is what I'm doing. And then it keeps failing and failing and failing and failing. And instead of being like, well, maybe this is not God's plan, we can get so set in our ways. But I've really learned in my life with my story of grief, like just let the Lord lead. So when you're going through things, or like when you're trying to figure out what it is that you're supposed to do, or you're struggling with like what dream, like if you feel like it's something that like God has put on your heart, chase it. And if not, and you're still trying to figure out, like go for it. And then like also like have enough surrender to let God tell you if that's what he wants for you or not.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me, I didn't want to do music, and like here I am, and I want to do something else. And if I hadn't been willing to like let go of my plan for my life, I wouldn't be doing this now.
Yeah.
And so I would say that's like my biggest thing. And then just like always keep your eyes fixed on him, because anytime I ran into a roadblock or a really hard time, like I would look to him and he would always give me, I guess, just like would tell me where I needed to go. And I needed that at the time. And also just like learning to not be hard on yourself too. I was really hard on myself in the beginning, and I think just like enjoying the process of what God is doing, knowing that he delights in you through it all would be my advice. That's a lot, but
No, that's so
yeah.
I'm like, yes, I
So well
want
said.
my girls to hear that. That was
so
really
sweet.
good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much
Yes,
for taking
thank
time.
you.
I know this has been a crazy day for you, so we really appreciate it. And Aubrey goes, I bet doing a podcast in a mommy baby room inside of a church behind a diaper changing table was not on the bingo card for today.
I was really going to put it on my Insta
First
story.
time
So I was
ever.
like, no, she's not going to come.
Well, we kept having to change where we were going to do it due to
great.
noise. So we're like, well, this is pretty
possible.
peaceful.
Yeah.
And I did want it to be like us against you, like
Yeah.
two things. But every time I tried to squish us, like our knees were really close together. I was like,
This is
"Oh,
perfect.
We're going to get on a first name basis way too quick.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Right, guys, I just wanted to take a moment. Thank y'all for listening. We had such a great time. I don't know if you could tell, but I felt like we were almost friends with Ann Wilson. I almost feel like I should be referring to her by just her first name, but I'm not going to push it. But again, we just want to thank her for taking the time out of an incredibly busy day to sit down with us and chat. She truly is as every bit as sweet as you think she would be. She's so kind and genuine. It was just such a joy getting to know her and hearing her heart. She's such a light, and it's just so clear that she's walking boldly in God's calling on her life. And it's really inspiring to see that, especially from such a young woman. Her performance at the concert was amazing. It was powerful. She made it so personal for everyone there. And it was just so sweet to see her, especially with the younger girls. What a role model. I just can't say enough. We're also thrilled to share that nearly $10,000 was raised to help Family Promise of Northern Shenandoah Valley. We're just so excited about that, and helping families in our own community find hope and support during such tough seasons. What a blessing Family Promise is, and we're just so happy that this concert could benefit them. If you weren't able to attend, but you would still like to support Family Promise, we'll be posting a link where you can donate and still make a difference. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll see you next time on Cold Coffee Chat.